Good morning, Sir Nelson Plata,
Morning.
the head of Penrod, Davao del Norte. Sir, thank you for giving us the time and opportunity for this interview for our research, sir, titled Challenges in Environmental Law Enforcement in Davao del Norte. And thank you for participating in this interview. Your expertise, experiences, and insights will significantly contribute to understanding the challenges in enforcing environmental laws in Davao del Norte. And please feel free to share your thoughts and other information that you might want to share, sir, with your expertise. Can you describe your role in environmental law enforcement or protection, sir, in Davao del Norte?
Yes. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Of course, being the head of the Provincial Environment and Natural Resources Office, actually our pinaka-mandate ng... Okay naman?
Yes,
Yes, okay. Pinaka-mandate ng office namin is really on yung mga devolved function ng DNR before, specifically on forest management and yung mineral resources management, which is sand and gravel. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga mining laws and forestry laws, and lately, nasa atin na din yung enforcement of the climate change, environmental and climate change actions. And yun, specific role of the office, mandate of the office is of course to implement environmental laws, and of course we protect and conserve, like we have programs and projects that promotes environmental conservation and protection and management. And not only on forest land, but yung gatawag natin from risk reef, sabihin from taas hanggang sa baba, from forest down to the coastal area. Because we also have projects in coastal resource management, that's all part of our mandate. And of course, pollution control, and of course, monitoring on garbage and waste management is also part of our function. And aside from yung regulations of our resources, which is mining, although we don't have yet gold here in the province, but we are regulating our quarry resources, sand and gravel, which is also which also contributes sizable amounts sa ating provincial coffers.
I see. Very broad na scope, sir.
Yes.
And how long have you been involved in this field, sir, and what motivated you to pursue this work?
Although bago pa lang ako dito sa Pedro, 3 years pa lang. But I've been in the planning office since 1991. Somehow related pa rin sa environment, because planning is very broad.
Yes.
And when you do planning, of course, first consideration is consider the environment, the environment, and somehow related. Pero sa Pedro, 3 years pa lang ako. I used to be in the planning office since 1991.
And regarding environmental crimes and challenges, sir, what are the most common environmental crimes you've encountered in Davao del Norte?
Environmental crimes, common naman. Actually, hindi lang sa Davao del Norte, I believe. Pero di ba, yung common is yung forest degradation, and then very late, lately yung ating waste management is, di ba, malaki din ang impact sa ating environment, because waste nakakulaga sa ating mga waterways, and then of course, aside from the degradation is nakakos yung degradation of the forest, di ba? Yun ang mga common I believe na hindi na sa Davao del Norte, I guess, but in the whole country. And yung mga deforestation activities, diba? That is very common, especially, although sa atin naman, we are fortunate na wala tayong mga illegal logging activities lately. In fact, when I assumed office in Pedro, isang beses pa lang namin encounter, meron kami na-encounter na sabihin na confiscate yung mga illegal loggers, and it was 2 years ago. And then, fortunately, wala na siya. Because we have a very good program in terms of environmental protection and conservation. We call that yung Pantaron Mountain Range Project natin.
Pantaron?
Yes, of which on process and declaration as local conservation area. And we have Bantay Gubat there in Pantaron, our projects. Right now, we have 69 Bantay Gubat. So sila yung tumutulong sa atin na pag-monitor ng mga illegal activities dun sa ating forest, sa ating environment. And maganda yung kanilang contribution because of that, sila yung nag-report sa atin ng mga illegal activities. And sila yung kasi deputized sila. They're authorized to report and yun na nga, na somehow kumbaga earlier pala na napunta natin yung nadetect natin and then i-prevent na natin yung mga illegal activities because of that particular approach.
Yes. What challenges, sir, do you face in enforcing environmental laws, particularly in human resources po muna?
As a human resources, challenges, although I can say na I can speak of my office, pero in terms of human resources, although I have substantial, kumbaga, workers, in fact, I'm handling 169 ang staff ng PNP. Sabihin, marami na rin kami staff. So, yun na nga. And we are fortunate that Kuya Gob Edinobahin is very supportive of our programs and projects. And in fact, meron kaming bago ngayong projects. Nag-propose that yung ambient water quality monitoring sa new project. And our three-park development is also a new project which was provided with substantial funding. That is protection and management of our provincial tree park, and at the same time promoting it as a tourism, one of our ecotourism, because we are planning to have a mini zoo there. Yeah. And that was already approved, our clearance was already approved. So in terms of human resources, I cannot say, although hindi naman, pero per project implementation and per support, wala akong masyadong challenge. I'm saying, our office is supported by the provincial government. Substantial yung support.
Personnel
In
and
terms of,
resources.
yes, in terms of funding and in terms of personnel complement.
I see. Okay, sir. With logistical challenges, sir, are there any issues with surveillance systems and access to remote areas?
Yeah, yung logistical, hindi naman maiwasan naman. Although we have meron kami mga sasakyan ng meron kami sa dam, na pang sa bukid. Because we supply planting materials there sa ating mga partners, sa ating mga beneficiaries. Pero ang nagiging issue lang sometimes is for some maintenance. Kaya yung maintenance is, I think, very common. Considering na yung iba natin mga sasakyan is updated na rin. And fortunately, for this year, we were given another additional vehicle to support our implementation of our programs and projects there, especially kaya natin sa Aklan man. And given that kung meron mga concern naman like kung kailangan sa yan, of course we coordinate with other, especially engineering. Like we ask help from them, yan, at mga dump truck, kung sila yung nag-load ng mga materials kapag nasa bukid, we always do that. Siguro ano lang, I cannot say na substantial yung vehicle, pero of course given the budget and the limitation of the resources, enough na rin sa amin, pero natin yung tibuok yung full implementation talaga ng project. Yun lang, ginagawa namin ng kunyari, ang scheduling papunta sa project area is scheduling talaga, proper scheduling na lang, hindi ko pwede sabay-sabay lang. Because I have 4 divisions, na all of 4 divisions have their own projects na pina-implement. May sa land management, sa climate change division, sa forest management, and sa mines and sa science division. So of course, they need logistics, they require, pero yun na nga. Ang ginagawa na ng paraan na scheduling na lang para at least and at the end of the day, makikita naman sa accomplishment ng office na hindi naman kami bumababa pa ever since 90% below accomplishment.
Good thing. The technological challenges, sir, how is technology utilized in monitoring and enforcement?
Kaya technology, hindi masyado I guess sa technical challenges because we have, diba, also na yung drone, GIS,
Yes.
Most of my mga technical people are equipped with the knowledge on how to do GIS, and of course, in fact, ang mga drone mga dito, every division may silang drone.
Wow.
So sabihin, when you do monitoring, you do the field, and mas easier in monitor like yung, kunyari, for example, yung aming Aklan Development Program. So, prior sa implementation, pinapa-geotag ko yung area, wala pang tanim. Then after few months, geotag na again. Para mamang talaga namin yung progress, ito yung growing talaga. In terms of technological support, I guess we're getting there, and kumbaga somehow hindi na rin challenge sa atin kasi given the, di ba, nasa computer ism tayo ngayon.
Yes.
So halos lahat is adept with technologies.
Mm-mm.
And then we do provide trainings din naman. In fact, kami nga tumutulong sa mga munisipyo. Every year na kami trainings din for GIS and for drone flying pag ano nandun.
Partner with the
Yung ating mga local government units,
LGUs.
I do budget for that training every year. I do train yung kanilang mga, hindi lang yung mga staff ng MENRO, but even yung mga planning office ng from LGUs. We support them.
With coordination challenges, sir, how do different agencies collaborate with you? Are there any communication issues?
So far, based on my 3 years, wala naman. Kasi very strong man yung ating coordination. Ang maganda sa atin, ito I guess, in other provinces also, but based on sa experience sa province, madali lang mag-coordinate. Even mga national agencies, very support, very siguro parang sa system natin na, di ba?
Collaborative.
Collaborative, and then, kasi meron ng art time, di ba?
Sir.
So sabihin, talagang mindful na rin yung mga empleyado, yung mga agencies na,
Paano ba?
when we ask them for, say, for queries lang, for they reply on time, they provide, yes, may mga protocol talaga. And in the same manner, kami po, if they meron mga complaints sa amin, of course, talaga ina-ask natin na so coordination is strong, I guess. Parang hindi siya challenge. So somehow challenge, pero again, based on the experience, kahit meron kami yung problema one time sa PRDP, hindi problema, pero pag tumapos sa DNR, even sa regional office, even for a call or chat, they give the response to them. So madali na i-coordinate.
That's good, sir. About impact and effectiveness, sir, how do these challenges impact the effectiveness of environmental law enforcement in Davao del Norte?
Yeah, siguro lang, challenge in the sense na somehow, impact tayo, naka-effect sa pag-implement ng
Yes,
mga environmental laws.
Masyado siguro.
Hindi masyado actually, kasi nga, as I said, kung case in point, gusto ko is yung one time na natin na yung illegal logging. So, madali natin na-intercept yung kasi ang DNR, ang NBI, ang ating engineering, isang tawag lang, go, andun ka agad, andun ka agad, so full force agad yung mga tao. So, sabihin, mas madali sila.
Collaborative.
Somehow, siguro na nagiging issue lang is, yun na nga, yung in terms of logistics, minsan hindi na nagiging problema. Pero hindi naman sa talagang pag-coordination, implementation ng ilang rules, hindi siya ganun kahirap.
That's good to know, sir. Are there any notable successes or initiatives that have improved enforcement efforts so far, sir?
I guess so. There are a lot. In fact, I can cite for one is yung ating local conservation area, which sa ating Candarong Mountain Range, di ba? I think this is the first very maganda yung support ng both from the national and international, DNR, NCIP, tourism, and our local government, of course, ang Sanggol ng Palalawigan. Because everybody is concerned on yung concern nila for the protection and management of our remaining forest. Kasi sa Pantaron Mountain Range, andun yung ating remaining forest na lang sa Davao del Norte, which very Talainod. Ang Pantaron Mountain Range is actually ang lugar ng Pantaron Mountain. Ang whole range, it covers from region 10 to region 13.
So, kasali ang bukid doon, sir?
Yes.
Wow.
Pero sa atin, ating dineclare siya, 2 hours ang kanyang palalawigan. In fact, ordinance na siya. Kasi tapos na kami ng public hearing, pina-finalize na yung nakumbida na ito. Bisaya, kasi namin nag-request yung mga kung pwede. Hindi daw pwede yung English para magiging naman ng mga tawis sa tribal because we are dealing with IPs. Kasi yung atin yung talagang sa our last frontier, di ba? Sa province. And then, andun din yung ating, kumbaga, remaining 12,000 hectares of virgin forest within Pantaron Range. That's the only remaining virgin forest in the province. So imagine, laki-laki ng ating probinsya, but that's why we really need to protect and conserve that particular area. And yes, yun ang naging, parang magiging impact din. At saka another impact I can say is, even natin mga communities in terms of sa solid waste man. Kasi meron tayong project, yung ating baso recyclo ni Kuya. Baso recyclo, gasa ni Kuya. Ibig sabihin, ang target ng ating project na yun is yung mga students, elementary and high school, sa mga schools. We teach them to, of course, proper environmental segregation and management. And so apart from teaching them from providing IECs, meron kaming part ng program is yung buyback, yung mga pet bottles, yung makikita mo nakakalat na yung sa paligid. So instead na nakalat, during sa activity doon, binibili, parang pinapalit ba, ginagada yung mga estudyante, then titimbangin, papalitan lang ng bigas, then school supplies, o mga t-shirt. So ang sabihin somehow, nakakatulong sa mga, especially sa mga bukid, ang siguro nila bigas ang kapalitan. So aside from na-install sa kanila yung proper management ng solid waste, is dapat nakakaaglabay, inaliligan pa sila ng at least konting reward in doing yung collection of PET bottles. And expand na yun during, aside from the, and ang pinaka-main talaga namin objective is ma-institutionalize sa LGU. And mga local government units now are also doing that, although we're still helping them. Like sa Taga-Inwag, maganda yung impact kasi ginawa niya is parang mini convergence. And then sa atin naman sa province, during Civil Service Month in September, meron employees counterpart na ganun din. Yung tayo magkano ng mga pet bottles and then for exchange of rice or mga supplies.
May ganyan din sa Tagum, sir, no?
Wala ang Tagum. In fact, kami tumutulong sa Tagum. Although hindi bigyan ng limited budget, hindi natin kaya lahat ng school every year. So, meron kami mga at least 2 to 3 schools every year.
Anong kailangan gawin ng school on their part to coordinate with you, sir?
Nag-ano naman kami, through our local MENRO or SENRO.
Okay.
And then, DepEd. We are partnering with DepEd for this implementation.
I was asking, sir, kasi I'm the PTA president of City High.
So, beneficiary namin.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Last year, I guess last year, City High kami.
That's good to know, sir. Sige. Regarding recommendations and future directions, what recommendations would you make to improve environmental law enforcement in Davao del Norte?
Siguro lang, it can't be denied na marami tayong mga ganda, maraming environmental laws na environmental laws lang. Actually, laws in general, marami talaga. But ang siguro nakita natin ang parang weakness lang, challenge sa atin is yung implementation. Diba? Yun naman talaga ang challenge talaga. Siguro, strong implementation talaga, political will, political will ng mga leaders. And then, yung appropriate IPC, kasi hindi rin naman, may political will na naman, pero yung committee hindi sila fully aware, di ba? Kung anong dapat gawin in terms of solid waste management, in terms of protecting our rivers, our waters, and then protecting our mga forest land, mga ganun. So, kami, kahit nga pabalik-balik na kami parang every year, although iba yung aming mga target committee, we see to it na talagang strong pa rin yung aming IEC campaign. Kasi we need to go to the basics, di ba? Kasi ang natin pinapakita yung values, paano ma-change yung value ng ating community. So, pinapahirap gawin lang, pinapahirap
i-change. Really appreciate din para same kayo na nag-care talaga sa
Yes, kung makikita nila na yun ginagawa mo. So yun, yung of course, political will, and then yung siguro strong implementation, and then although, ang iba, I can speak kung sa akin. Pero iba kasi, like sa local counterpart natin, kanilang parang issue is minimum resources, kung hindi kanilang budget. Kaya ngayon, ginagawa namin tumutulong kami minsan sa mga NGOs in terms of ano. Kaya komplementar na lang kami. Kaya may project sa LGU, sabay tayo ng isang barangay. Meron kami mga barangay trade-park development, cave management development. Nagluto naman, nagpupuling of resources.
That's good, sir, na nagko-collaborate.
Collaborate. Sabi ko nga, very strong yung ating coordination. Ayun ang maganda.
In terms sa Bantay Gubat na personnel ninyo, sir, up to what extent are they authorized with their roles, sir? Parang
actually, ano lang talaga sila, parang reporting lang sila. Hindi naman sila pwede mandakit o ginagawa na nila is, kasi although deputized na sila, pero ang enforcement ng person is more sa national level. I mean, sa mga AGS like DNR.
So, parang informant lang talaga sila,
Yeah,
sir.
informant sila.
So, hindi sila
Sila kasi sa ground, sila, diba, tayo sa babae. So, sila yung nandun, oo. Although, pag nag-report sila,
sino ba yung allowed na magdakip, sir, is sino po, sir? Forest na.
Say for example, sa logging is sa DNR. Sila
Mm.
ang talaga ang meron dyan authority.
Authority.
Oo.
Apprehend talaga.
Kaya mag-apprehend. Tapos sa illegal mining naman, although kami mga deputized din na like meron tayong mga deputized dito. Unless you are deputized, hindi ka talaga pwede
Hindi ka talaga, yes, sir. I see.
Mm.
Tapos, are there any emerging issues, sir, that you see in the future that concerns, that needs to be addressed?
Emerging issues, hindi siya emerging until now issue pa rin.
Meron na talaga.
Di ba, ang 900 katagal no? 2009 bago na siya law.
Yes.
Pero until now, ang sa waste management, hindi siya fully implemented sa
Yes,
local
sir.
government units. Di ba, meron
Segregation.
yes, ang and then yung kanilang waste disposal, like dapat sanitary landfill na. Because yung mga ating mga LGUs, aside from the fact na kulang sila ng resources, wala silang area, until now yan ang ating isang parang issue pa rin. That's why meron tayong programa ngayon although merong intervention ang province na tayo mag-put up ng ating integrated sanitary landfill, yung sa Santo Tomas. Fortunately, kahapon ang nangyari yung final public hearing. Kasi apat yung public hearing Public hearing in terms of land, air, water, and people. So kahapon yung pinakalas. And after that is final review sa ating environmental impact study. And after that, hopefully, matagaan na tawag environmental compliance certificate. Para ma-implement natin yung ating
Mag-start na talaga yung
yes,
operation.
kasi nag-purchase na natin yung area, naka-ready na. In fact, ang provincial government naglagay ng substantial amount para i-purchase yung area together with the area from Santo Tomas. And meron tayong naka-standby na fund for the implementation of the project through loan
So,
sa land bank. So, malaki siya, 100 plus million.
wow.
Yeah, ang budget, 130 million.
So, it's safe to say, sir, that that would be one of the notable successes din soon, sir.
Yes. So, of course, yun na nga. Kung natin una-una yung declaration ng ating na-extend din ng ating protection and management ng ating remaining forest sa Pandalos Mountain Range. And then, yung sustainability ng ating mga upland development programs, reforestation programs. Meron tayong barangay tree park development, riverbank protection, and coastal resource management. Those projects, na-sustain natin yan ever since. Ibig sabihin, until now, tumutulong, nagbigay ng support ng province ang ating management, si Kuya Go, ng support para ma-sustain yung project. Considering na, hindi kasi pwede pang one time lang kasi nga, limited yung ating project. So, kumbaga, kunyari karong year, ito yung target natin. So, next year, ibang barangay na
May budgetary.
So, yun na nga. So, until sa tema siguro, hindi pa naman aabot na, pero at least meron tayong may substantial improvement.
It's good to know, sir, na may talaga, may mga programs talaga.
Yeah, maganda yung tagna, di ba? Kung napapansin mo, ma'am, na before, konti ulan lang, gabi na ang basa
Yes,
ng
oo.
diba? Pero ngayon,
Lately, hindi na masyado, sir. Yes, sir.
Naka-in-place na yung ating mga datawag na yung mga hard and soft mga flood control interventions. Kaya soft yung ating mga tree plantings, sa terms yung hard is infra. So, sabihin, in place na rin. And then, ating community is ready na rin. They are, especially in disaster risk management, very strong na yung ating, sa ating DRR.
So, my heart and soft pala, sir. So, soft is for tree planting.
Yeah, environment. Yung mga yun.
And then, ang hard is for infra.
Infra.
I see. I guess that's it, sir. Any additional information that you would like to share, sir?
So, gusto kong mag-isalamat sa grupo mo. At least you choose that as your part of your thesis. I'm happy na somehow nagiging very wide na yung
Yes.
kumbaga yung ating consciousness about environmental protection and management. And as part of your course, we hope that pwede tayo mag-partner. Actually, ang PNP, very active partner natin
Tomorrow,
sa ating.
sir, kay RD
And-
ako interview.
Ang ating PNP and ang ating AFP. Very strong yung ating partnership collaborations. Every now and then, aside, mag-provide kami ng mga planting materials sa kanila, kanilang mga activities, tree planting, and aside from that, anything na palagi sila nagko-coordinate sa amin. And in return, tumutulong kami sa kanila.
And then just to add another question, sir, how is the animal poaching or yung related sa mga...
Animal coaching.
Yes po.
So far, wala pa naman akong natatanggap. Kasi yung ating mga ang ating mga local Menro and Senro sa local, they are deputized Wildlife Enforcement Officer, WEO. Wala naman silang poaching na report pa. Although nagbili kami, bago lang, the other week. Kasi nga, because we are going to operate our mini zoo there sa Atong Tree Park, wala naman silang na-report pa so far. Although hindi ako masyado, kasi di na, kasi yun.
Ay,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
see. So may ano pala talaga.
Sa Senro, DNR Senro, sila yun.
Yung mini zoo, sir, is located po sa...
Sa ating barangay trip, sa likod dyan sa ating gym, dahil din, iba ka na may forest yan, may forest.
Ay,
Oh.
sa ano, sa Boy Scout?
Ano boss na girls sa province na siya.
Taga Margarita naman din ko, sir. So may Boy Scout.
Hindi pa
Capitol.
po yung bahay mo. Diyan
Opo.
Diyan naman Ato naman sa province naman kalit mo na sa province, 3 hectares. So,
Mm.
din mga pamilya. Actually, naka-ready na ito ng cages at mga sa mga birds, sa mga...
Kasi nawala na yung sa e-park, sir, no? Wala na. So, at
Nalit ka dyan yung mga taga-DNR Center, kaya nahangal sila nga. Pero bilang ito na over natin ilang mga program ng mga birds and mga... Nalit kasi kamutangan na.
nice na programs po.
Yes, ma'am. Hopefully, makasata within the year, kailangan tayo budget, pilihatag po sila. Dako na ko po ito, 2 million something.
It's good to know din, sir, na natutukan talaga yung environment
Yes,
na part. So, I guess that's it, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights, sir. If you don't mind, sir, this is our, we would like you to sign, sir, the certificate of instrument validation. You as the expert, sir, and ako na lang mag-input nito,
Sige,
sir,
ma'am.
and then name niyo na lang po and
Mm.
signature.
Okay.
Maraming salamat po talaga, sir, sa time.
Okay naman. Actually, sorry ka karoon ako na yung mga ilan na lang kayo. Mas ganyan pagkas ako siguro.
And also, sir, kami na siguro din nito mag-answer based on the interview, sir. We would add here din the items that you mentioned and also sign na lang as the validator.
Ang game ngayon, mga ba?
Today is
11.
11. Yes po. Name and date.
Okay.
As well as data privacy, sir, that you consent that the professors po of our thesis professors from LPU Batangas would go over the files and recording as well, sir. And tomorrow, sa DNPPO na naman ako regarding the credential na din. Maraming salamat talaga, sir.
Pagod ako nga. Batangas, sige ako na Batangas. At pala maraming nag-learn ng mga gano'n. Pero pinapasok ko sa staff ko. Nung makita ko Batangas, kasi tayo-Batangas.
Baka may maka sa inyo, sir, ba, na mga professor namin, why not, sir, na ma-recognize ka na makaalala pa, sige pala.
Oo nga. Baka mag-anak ko pa.
Oo, yes po. Maraming salamat, sir.
Sige, ma'am. Thank you very
so
much, ma'am.
sir. Pwede po tayo pa-picture, sir.
Sige po. Kaya,